You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Thank you for joining me here today on our Mindset and Motivation Monday. We're about to get started with a topic that I believe needs to be talked about more. And the reason is this. Right now in the media, I see a lot of the hustle being promoted. I see a lot of the 24/7, go, 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 work hard, just keep driving forward. And although I'm not against hard work and I'm not against hustle and I'm not against putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward, I certainly think that's better than not doing anything at all. But what happens is when we're told to hustle, we're told to work hard, we're told to move, and we're told to just keep driving forward, what happens is we can end up spinning our wheels. And the reason is this. A lot of times we mistake being busy and movement with getting ahead. Meaning that we can be doing stuff literally from 6 in the morning till 10 at night and still accomplish nothing. And you may know what I'm talking about right now. Maybe you're laughing a little bit to yourself. I've certainly been there. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, what just happened today? Like a lot happened, right? But did I move forward towards my goals? Meaning, did I do anything worthwhile that actually pushed me forward? I know I was busy. I don't even think I stopped for lunch. It was one of those things where you're just moving forward. You're just constantly busy. But then you look back and you take a breath and you're like, okay, well, what did I actually do to move forward towards my goals? And the goals, again, everyone has different goals, right? Sometimes they're wellness-based. Sometimes they're career-based. Sometimes they're relationship-based. Sometimes they're spirituality-based. Sometimes it's literally just working your relationship with your kids, one of those things. But again, you can get caught up in the moment. And again, our whole life is just made up of moments, but we get caught up in these moments. And when we do, we're not totally conscious and present about what we're doing in those moments. We're in it, we're moving through, time's passing, but what happens is that's it, just the time passing. It's just us being busy. I really believe that's a big part of what's going on. That's what's leading to frustration. And my job, especially on these Motivation and Mindset Mondays, is not to motivate you to do anything. It's not about that. It's about helping you to think more clearly. And it's to see that we should all set goals in life, yes, but set those goals for things that have meaning and not just go through our days blindly. It's about being more present, working towards something that brings us fulfillment, that feels like it gives our life purpose. And it's not forgetting about those things as we move through the day. We're totally understanding that there are things also during our day and in our life that we just have to do, right? We have to do our work, even if it's not our passion, if it's not our favorite thing to do. We have to drive our kids to and from school or sports or whatever it might be, and that might not be our favorite thing to do. We have to do all of these things. I understand that. But when people write into me with wellness-based goals, with weight loss-based goals, with career-based goals for a lot of the health practitioners I speak with, or relationship-based goals. And then I get to speak with a lot of people and I ask them, okay, good, you have these goals. All right, I understand that. You want to get well. You want to lose the weight. You want to meet that right person for you. You want to advance yourself in your career. And I ask them, great, well, what did you do yesterday? What was yesterday? Don't tell me about the last couple months. What was yesterday? What did you do then to get well, lose the weight, meet the right person, or advance yourself in the career, right? Well, what did you do? And they say, well, and they think back to the day and they can't recount anything. They're like, I don't know. Like I was busy the whole day. I woke up early. I started hustling right away. I did this, this, and this. And I said, okay, well, which one of those things moved you towards your goal? Because you're obviously passionate about, let's say, getting well, right? You know that you don't want to have the autoimmune issue that you have right now. Okay, great. Well, what did you do? And they say, well, nothing. Like, okay, I understand that. And again, I'm not coming down on you, but in order for you to understand how to get well, you need to first of all have a game plan. And then second of all, you need to implement that. Because I'm telling you right now, I know there's a lot of people out there and they're reading the books, they're listening to podcasts, they're hiring coaches, they're doing a lot of different things. But the implementation isn't there. Again, busy. You might be reading a million articles on Google, right? You might be doing all these different things. And you're busy. You are doing those things, but nothing's happening. Meaning you're just spinning your wheels. The car is on. It's just you're not moving forward. That's the big thing. It's because you're, again, paralysis by analysis, meaning like you're just doing too much thinking without the moving forward. But at the same time, I don't want the moving forward without a purpose. That's what I want to get into right now. Is I want you to set whatever those goals are. We have to have goals. I meet with too many people right now who are really low mood, that are apathetic, that are depressed. And I know that it's not just the mind. It's not. It's also the physiology. And I need them to make sure they have the B vitamins, the B12, the B6, the methylfolate, all of those good things. I need to make sure that they're getting the proper amino acids and then getting enough veggies and fruits and all those great things in their diet. They need to have all of those things, no doubt about it. But they also have to have purpose. Now, when I was trying to get well, that was my purpose, right? Like it doesn't have to be this, I need to change the world purpose. No, at that point, when you're not fully balanced, you need to take care of you. I think that's probably another podcast show, but really important. You need to take care of you. You're not in a good place to be able to help others. But once you get well, without a doubt, you're going to be able to help more and more people. But take care of you first. You're always better for other people when you're fully balanced. So here's the thing. When you are trying to get well, it's what can you do? What is the nutrition plan, the exercise, the getting to bed early, right? You don't need any more books to tell you to try to get to bed a little bit earlier, to try to get 8 hours of sleep. You don't need any more books to tell you to cut out the inflammatory foods, the sugar, the candy, the soft drinks, even fruit juices, all these different types of things, unless we're talking about fresh pressed, veggie juice or things like that. You don't need another book to tell you what to do about that, without a doubt. So what I'm saying is don't keep moving basically it's like running in place. There's another good analogy. You don't need to run in place anymore. I want you to step forward with some type of an action plan. I'm going to give you that action plan in just a moment. Another thing with weight loss, again, there's so much overlap, and I'm going to be talking about that this week as well. There's so much overlap of what experts are talking about. And you might say, well, there's a lot of experts disagreeing. I agree. But what most of them say is this, and what most people believe is, okay, we need to do this with our nutrition plan. We need to do this with our exercise. We need to do this to keep moving forward. And I agree. Meaning like you have to find that middle ground. Again, I'm going to be talking about more this week on this specific topic. So I don't want to talk about all that today. But again, you don't need to really even talk with another coach before you just sign up for a gym. And you don't need to spend a month researching which gym to join when you could just join one down the street and just start to move your body. Listen to last week's Training Thursday show on how to ramp up your exercise programs. It just gives you the outline. It talks about, here, start with walking, move to that upright bike, just move on. It tells you exactly what to do. You don't need any more information than that in order to move forward. You can always keep accumulating information, but not at the detriment of you putting one foot in front of the other, but following a specific action plan. Let's get into that action plan now, because I've alluded to it a few times. And that's this, is that there's so much that you could be doing, right? And that's why sometimes we're always busy. We're on social media all the time. We're looking up this, we're referencing that. Again, there's so much we could be doing. But what we need to do is something. And we need to do not just something, but something that's actually been proven to move us forward. So I've spoken about this before, but it's called the 80-20 rule. It states this, that 20% of what you do is going to get you 80% of the results. It's Pareto's principle. Let me repeat that one more time. It's 20% of what you do in life, a very small amount, just 20% of everything that you do in life is going to get you 80% of the results. So this tiny thing, a couple of things that you could do in life is going to dramatically move you forward. And that 80% of stuff that you're doing right now. So you're doing the 80% of stuff right now because you're so busy. You've got so much to do, but you're only getting 20% of the results. And that's why, again, when you have a really good doctor, a really good coach, a really good practitioner, a really good plan or outline, whatever it might be, they give you the 20% that gets you 80% of your results. 20% of this stuff to do, forget about everything else, do the 80%. When I sit down with someone in my practice, I say this. This is exactly what I say. Here's everything you could do, but I don't want you to do any of those other things unless you're following your nutrition and you're following your nutritional supplements. That's it. Yes, you could dry brush. Yes, you could do the Epsom salts. Yes, you could do infrared sauna. Yes, you could do the exercise. Yes, you could do the yoga. Like, I give them all those things. And I say, all of those things are great. But you know what? The 20% is your nutrition. That means the food you put in your mouth and the nutritional supplements. The other things you put in your mouth. Why? Because those things are the building blocks that will change your body and then be able to allow you to change your life, without a doubt. The other things are great add-ons, and they do help. Without a doubt, they help, but they're not going to overcome what you put in your mouth. So unless you eliminate the foods that are inflammatory, that are just throwing off your blood sugar levels, throwing off your hormones, there's not a lot you can do. You can't out-exercise a bad diet. It's just not going to happen. No one ever has. No one ever will. And you can't even say, well, an ectomorph can eat whatever they want and they're just still going to stay thin. Yeah, they might. They might stay thin, but on the inside, their body's inflamed and they still have all the other issues that anyone else is going to have. They just might not gain the weight. That to me doesn't mean that they're healthy. It just means they're thin. That's it. They're thin and unhealthy. So that's the thing, is we need to look at what should we be doing. And I can't tell you what that is right now because I don't know what your goal is, but you do. So if it is career-based, what's the 20% of things that you could do right now? Stop being busy. I'm telling you, a lot of times right now, you need to take a weekend to just stop doing stuff. Do nothing. Literally do nothing. Sit down with a Moleskine journal or some type of journal, actual paper. Get off your smart devices. Just put them all away. Put Facebook. Put all the distractions away. And you need to take a couple days. Take a lunch break, but take time to yourself. No TV at night. Take time to think about, what do you want out of your life? What do you want? Now, you can write everything off. Just stream of consciousness. Write everything off. But then, what are the most important 1 to 2 things to start with, right? What can you immediately do? Or what's more important than everything else on this list? Or, I say to people all the time, what can we talk about first? What one issue should we go over first that if we took care of that, it may take care of everything else on the list? That's how you narrow it down. And that's how you stop just, like I said, spinning your wheels, is you start to prioritize. Okay, well, you want this, this, and this. You want the career, you want this, this, but you don't have any energy. Okay, so if we were to fix your energy, everything else will start to get better, right? Well, energy to me is a wellness-based issue. That's a metabolic-based issue. That has to do with the inside mitochondria. And again, the mitochondria are part of your metabolism. We're not just talking about calories in, calories out. So we fix that first. When you have more energy, your brain has more energy. Your body, brain have more energy. You most likely then have a boosted mood. My mood today is 100% different than it was 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, it was still 100% than it was 10 years before that because I've gotten healthier. Now I'm on a different level because my body is balanced. And because of that, I don't have to deal with the brain fog and the fatigue. Everything is different. I see the world differently because my body has changed. And that's why the title, the tagline of the show is Change Your Body, Change Your Life, right? First, you change your body. It's the vehicle that moves you through life. So I'm trying to pull you back to whatever your reasons are, just make sure your body's optimized first. But again, find out the core of what you want to achieve and then figure out what are those 20% of things? What's the 1 or 2 things that I could do that is like a domino effect, that if I push those first 1 or 2 dominoes, everything else falls into alignment. And I just shared that with you. For the most part, when you're talking about weight loss or you're talking about wellness or you're talking about anti-aging, you're talking about changing your nutrition. And if you're deficient in something because you ran labs or you have a toxicity, then you're using nutritional supplements, which are essentially, what are we really talking about? We're talking about concentrated food that's going to help balance your body. And then after about 12 to 16 weeks, you can wean off most nutritional supplements and just maintain with something like what I do, which is the Dr. Cabral Daily Protocol, which is simply a shake that's all your multivitamin, your minerals, your antioxidants, your protein, some greens, which is 22 organic fruits and vegetables, and a probiotic. Pretty simple to do, right? But first, you get your body balanced, then you just maintain, again, pick the brand of your choice, totally fine with me. Just do the things you need to do to stay balanced. All right, so what I want you to do is this, in closing is this, real simple, is that I know that you're busy. And again, I know you have so much to do in your life. You have a relationship, or you have a family, or you have taken care of parents, and you have your job. There's so much you could do. And that's why a lot of the times you actually have to stop doing so much so you don't pretend you are moving forward, that you're not always just hustling. I don't care about anything like that, because I know that people get frustrated a lot of time when they're working that hard. They think they're working really hard, and they are. They're moving forward, right? Or I should just say they're moving, right? There's movement, but they're not achieving their goals. That's what leads to frustration. But I'll tell you right now, people who hustle that same level but are achieving their goals, meaning they're working that hard, they're waking up at 6 and they're moving, they're hustling, but they know what they have to do in order to accomplish their goals. Those people, there's no frustration at all. It gives them energy because they see themselves moving forward. Sure, there's ups and downs, but they know what they're doing. They see themselves moving forward. They're on a plan. They know they're 20%. And when you know that, so first you stay crystallized with what your goal is. Then you know those couple things that you need to do. That if you do those and you just stick with those, that it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but you're getting there. 1 week or another, you will be at your goal because you know your goal and you know what you have to do to achieve it. Now it's just a matter of time. That's all it is. So I'm telling you right now, when you find that spot where everything's just clicking, where yes, you're moving, you are staying busy, but now you actually see the fruits of your labor, right? That you see those results, that's when momentum starts to build. You actually keep moving forward, but you get things done even faster because you realize you can even take that 20% of what you do and maybe even chisel it down a little bit more. So now you don't have to work as much, you don't have to be as busy, but you're more focused. And when you get that focus, telling you that's where the magic happens. You know you're in that sweet spot of life where everything's just clicking. You just try to stay in there, you put your head down, you move towards your goals at the same time. You know you're moving forward, so now you can enjoy life a little bit more. You really can because you know you're on the path. You feel yourself getting a little bit better, right? You feel more self-confident. You know you're going to meet the right person, or you know that the weight's coming off now, and it's only a matter of time before you achieve your ideal body. That's the bottom line. That's what it's all about, is being on the correct path, but also enjoying the process, because it's not going to happen tomorrow. So just get that out of your head. When you get that out of your head, then it's just so much more relaxed. It really is. I told myself that again many years ago. I said, I don't know how I'm going to get well. I have no idea. And neither does any other doctor. Nobody has any idea, but I am going to get well. I know that I am. So then I just started moving down the path, and I want you to do the same exact thing. So right now, I'm going to leave you just with this one little line to think about. I'm going to stay focused not on doing more, but making what you do actually count. Thank you everyone for tuning into another Cabral Concept. Appreciate each and every one of your listens. Please do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could help. Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it.
For details, head over now to stephencabral.com/courses.